Chapter 2, Preparing to Quit Smoking. Quit smoking is one of the most important steps that you can tell towards leading a happier, healthier life. While many people that wake up in the morning to decide with a goal to go cold turkey with a position, the people themselves with successful long-term soon find themselves back in the habit again with quitting and smoking with the preparation of everything increase with the chances for the efforts of being successfully exponentially. Benefits of motivation you decide with the quit smoking, which you have with the product, with the smoke, with the chance, with the good, with the you have, with the well done, with the biggest step of the make, with the knowing the reasons you're quitting smoking, you will stand with a good state during the quitting process. Besides the very real change of slow, with the painful death, with the empathy, with the lung cancer, with the heart disease, now is a good time to think about what the reason why you should quit smoking. Have the read through this list. Think about each point with the term, but it sounds like a good reason to you, but then list it with a diary notepad with the easy reference. You can refer back to the list anytime you have the doubt with yourself with the motivations for the quit smoking. Improved health. You don't have to keep it going outside in the freezing cold, the rain, baking, with the hot sun every time you want to smoke. You won't have to stop out of the car, get out of the smoke. If you have the passenger in your vehicle, you will be able to watch a movie all the way through without having to leave the cinema, leaving the room so you can have a quick smoke. You won't have to even kiss or hug your children and significantly other stinking cigarette breath, but just because you can't smell it doesn't mean that they can't. Wear teeth and brighter smell. Yellowing over the teeth is caused by the tar buildup. After quitting, you will be able to brush away with the tar. Begins with the process of restoring with the natural whiteness of your teeth. Food will taste a lot nicer after your taste buds repair themselves. Imagine all the delicious meals you can go through with all the money you've been saving by not smoking. Breathing more easily, not more rattling breaths, and no more squeaking and wheezing. Imagine being able to get in the top of the fly of the stairs without having the top of the catch of breath. No more stained finger with the yellow stains between your fingers are caused by trouble with the same substance with the sick even inside your lungs, which will come eventually after you have quitting smoking completely with a better sex life. Imagine how great it's going to be when you don't feel like you have it in a stray in your mouth when you settle down with your partner with a sexy smooch. And don't forget the smoking impedes blood flow to your sexual organs, which can cover the lackluster performance edited with the feeling of the lack of the desire, in some cases with the total impotence, with the forget, with the taking sexual enhancement medications. Quit smoking, you'll be very happy with the results. Lots more money to spend if you're sick of going out of the store, having to going without things that you really want, but always find the money for the pack of cigarettes. Let's bet mathematics to do the talking. The price of the pack for the favorite brand of cigarettes divided by 20 with the cost per cigarette. Now multiply the cost per cigarette by how many cigarettes you smoke a day. This is daily with the savings you'll make by quitting. Well, write down and multiply that by 7. That's your weekly savings. Write them down. Multiply the figure by the fourth and third. Then your monthly savings. Write that down, and finally multiply the figure by 12. Then your yearly savings. Write that down. If those numbers are insightful enough to bring you to quit smoking, try coming up with some of the pictures out of the magazines, items that would really love to buy but they can't afford because you spend so much of the money, cigarettes, and stick with them into with a notepad. You often amazed with the things you'll be able to do for or buy after you've quit. Obviously, there's not a complete list of the benefits, if there are many more from the time to think and write down any other reasons for their personality with you and your family. Triggers. Now it's time to talk about why you smoke and when you smoke. First, a look at is why you smoke. Why did you start smoking with the when you make your first look with a cool front with a high school student? Did you start with the smoke with to get accepted with the part of the group? With the smoke with a big part of the family life? When you were growing up, when you whatever the reasons were with lighting up the first cigarette, now it's time to admit them yourself to write it down on the diary notepad. Now let's look at why you smoke. For example, the many of the smoke with the smoking way with the mass managing stress to get outside of the habit of smoking some fresh air. Just give the smoker a break for the stressful environment and allow them to feel the rush of the smoke of the feed and find addictive. Do you like with the light up with the heavy meal? Do you enjoy smoking while you're talking on the phone? Do you find that only smoking when you're drinking in a bar or does coffee that seem lackluster without a cigarette to accompany it? Try keeping it in the diary for a week. Note down the times you went to the cigarette and when you were doing with immediately before you're going to the cigarette. Also note how you were feeling before the cigarette and how do you feel with after the cigarette. After a week, try to identify the patterns and triggers that come to your smoking habit. It will help you with when your quit date arrives and picking with your quit date, smoking date. This may seem surely any day will do right, but it may think that it couldn't be further from the truth. When you start with the day to quit, make sure that it's a less stressful day with impossible habit that don't allow you to be bored. Absolutely nothing to do, but just make sure that you won't do anything that day with a highly stressful that you will not be able to participate in the thing of the trigger with your smoking habit. For example, if you like to smoke when you drink alcohol, make sure that you don't pick up the date with your office party to quit on. Building a support network. While going through the quitting process, you may feel the need to talk to someone how with the way you're feeling, with the side effects of the way you've been having, sleepless, constipation, with anxiety, any of the common side effect of the quitting smoking may be helpful to the person, people who may have quit smoking themselves because they are able to do empathize with you and give you encouragement. This may also be some great idea to help you cope with that you may not have been considered before. Knowing your body is getting healthier, the benefits of quitting smoke with the beginning with the 20 minutes for the after for the time, and your heart rate and the blood pressure will be returned to the normal, and your blood circulation will improve. But after 8 hours, your blood oxygen level will have returned to the non-smoker. Your chance of suffering a heart attack falls significantly. After 24 hours, all carbon monoxide will have left the bloodstream, and your lungs will start to get rid of tar and debris and mucus. After 48 hours, all the nicotine will be out of your system, and your senses for smell and taste will have improved as the taste buds recover. After 72 hours, your breathing will have drastically improved with the climbing of the flight of stairs, with the see yourself with the ass over the nose of libido improvement. Libido improvement if they have considerably more of the energy with a good time with a long walk and enjoy the feeling fresh with the air filling with the lungs instead of the whole toxic cocktail lethal chemicals. Between 2 and 12 weeks, circulation throughout the entire body will have improved, and your notice of the getting around is easier and takes less effort. Between 3 and 9 months, your body will have gone through lots of training with the lung efficiency, have improved up to 10%. Breathing problems as a result of the smoking will be able to minimum is not going entire over any coughing or over the wheezing will you experience will have become a thing of the past. Any 5 years. Chances of suffering a heart attack will have fallen half of that of the smoker. After 10 years, your chances will be the same as someone who had never smoked in their lives. Also, the risk of lung cancer will now be half of that of the smoker. While it's impossible to return your body to the exact state of it before you smoke your cigarettes, it's important to remember that the changes your body will go through with the result of a quick smoke of a huge, significantly living better with a healthier life. The change of it may well save your life. Alright, don't die. Quit smoking at the same time. You already got enough of the deal with when you quit smoking by adding sugar with the new dietary regimen with your life. You are drastically lowering the chance of the quitting and smoking successfully. My doctors and scientists will tell you the same thing. Quit first and worry about your diet later. Smoking is as far as damage your body than putting on a few extra pounds. Keep yourself busy. During quitting smoking with the process, your mind may be the opposite turn with those thoughts of smoking. Many ex-smokers with the mention of the thinking about with the cigarettes of life with the thinking about with the old friend, but with the knowledge of the smoking. Is anything but your friend. To keep those thoughts with the minimum, it is important to remember to keep yourself busy if you don't get involved with anything of the stressful, long-lasting distraction or best. Try reading a novel all in one go. Have the movie The Marathon. You'll be surprised at how little you think about the old friend while you're doing something like they really enjoy. Break the habit. Don't forget the smoking is not only the addiction, it's a habit. It's important to try to break any of the old routines, starting with the reach of the cigarette. If you like a cigarette with your coffee, yeah, break with a drink with some of the orange juice instead. And do something else and fun with the productive. If you like cigarettes after you the favorite TV show, for the record of the TV show and go for the walk instead. Watch the show for the different time and for the day, with the go to the dishes after for the show, with the list of the routine shape of the make of the endless. But it is important that there may be. So it can break with the habit of change as well with the nicotine addiction. If you would like some help with this, I would highly recommend my book, Influence, Willpower, and Discipline. Chapter 3, Time-Tested Methods to Quit.